What if I told you that one of the world's most iconic luxury car brands was born out of nothing? Built by a young boy in Germany who had next to no resources but an unstoppable dream. The story of Mercedes-Benz isn't just about fast cars or luxury. It's about the power of persistence, innovation, and believing in yourself when no one else does. You want success? Then stick with me, because the story I'm about to share could change the way you look at your own goals. This is the story of how a poor boy named Karl Benz went from nothing to creating a brand that now screams wealth, power, and excellence. And trust me, there are some lessons here that could help you create your own path to financial freedom. Let's get started. Act 1. The Humble Beginnings. Our story begins in 1844, in a small town called Mühlberg, Germany. Karl Benz was born into a modest family. His father worked as a locomotive driver, a decent job back then. But life took a tragic turn when Karl's father died in a freak accident. Karl was only 2 years old, and suddenly, the family's financial situation became even more precarious. His mother was left to raise him on her own, scraping together what little she could to provide for his education. But here's where things get interesting. Unlike most people who might crumble under these circumstances, Karl's mother instilled in him the belief that education and determination could change his future. Pattern interrupt. Honestly, how many of us have really thanked our parents for forcing us to stay in school? Karl definitely had reason to. With that strong foundation, Karl threw himself into his studies. And while most kids his age were dreaming of simple lives, Karl's mind was filled with machines. He wasn't just thinking about how to get by, he was thinking about how to change the world. But how does a kid from a poor background with no connections get the resources to make that dream a reality? Hold on, because the story's just heating up. Act 2. The Unrelenting Pursuit of Innovation. Fast forward to Karl's adult years. With an engineering degree in hand, Karl wasn't exactly rolling in money. He had ideas, but no funds to execute them. Sounds familiar, right? That moment where you have the vision, but not the bank account to back it up. But here's where Karl did something remarkable. He didn't wait for the perfect moment, for someone to give him the cash, or for a sign from the universe. He started small. He created the Benz and Saie company with a partner, trying his hand at engines. But it didn't work. In fact, their first venture failed. His partner bailed. And Karl? He was left with nothing, except his vision. Most people would have thrown in the towel at this point, but Karl? He doubled down. He continued working, toiling away on his designs for a vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine. Imagine working in isolation, with everyone around you thinking you're crazy. VO. But Karl knew he was onto something that would change the world. It took years of persistence, of tweaking designs, of working late nights in his small, underfunded workshop. And then, finally, he did it. In 1885, Karl built the world's first true automobile, the Benz patent motor wagon. Okay, can we pause for a second? Imagine being the first person in history to build a car. Yeah, no big deal, right? VO. But even though Karl had invented something groundbreaking, there was one big problem. No one believed in him. Investors didn't see the potential. And the public? They weren't impressed. So, how do you prove to the world that you've just changed everything? Enter Bertha Benz, Karl's wife, and, arguably, the unsung hero of this story. You see, Bertha believed in her husband's vision so much that she took matters into her own hands. In 1888, without telling Karl, she borrowed the motor wagon and set off on a bold 66-mile road trip with her 2 sons. This was the first ever long-distance trip in an automobile, and it proved that Karl's invention was practical. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a joyride. Bertha stopped along the way to fix mechanical issues, even using her hairpin to unclog a fuel line. This trip caught the public's attention, and people finally started to see the potential of Karl's automobile. From that moment on, the world was hooked. The Benz patent motor wagon became the spark that ignited the automotive revolution. So, next time your significant other borrows your car, maybe they're trying to change the world? Laughs VUO. With this newfound success, Karl's company took off. Over time, he merged with another visionary, Gottlieb Daimler, and together they formed Mercedes-Benz. Today, the brand is synonymous with luxury, success, and innovation. But remember, it all started with a poor boy, a vision, and a relentless work ethic. The lessons from Karl Benz Fido. The story of Mercedes-Benz isn't just about cars, it's about the power of perseverance, innovation, and surrounding yourself with people who believe in you, like Bertha did for Karl. The lesson here? You don't need to start with wealth or resources to build something incredible. You need a clear vision, relentless drive, and the willingness to push through failure. What's your vision? What's that one thing you're willing to work for, no matter how many times you fail? VO. If you're ready to take the next step in your journey toward success, check out our next video on the best destinations in the world. Whether it's achieving financial freedom or exploring the world's most luxurious destinations, the journey starts with you. Click the link, and I'll see you there.